What up, everybody? Welcome to the Smoking Tire Podcast. Matt Farah here, and today's episode is, as always, brought to you by Off the Record. Listen, if you get pulled over, if you get ticketed for a moving violation, it is your right to fight that, and you should, but you should get help. Use Off the Record, right? Don't plead guilty. Get Off the Record. Go to offtherecord.com/TST. Off the Record will connect you with a qualified attorney in the jurisdiction where you got that ticket, and they will fight that ticket, and they have a very, very high success rate of keeping those points off your record. That helps your insurance rates, possibly your employment status. What else? Who knows? But you don't want points on your record. That's why you get Off the Record. Go to offtherecord.com/TST. That's offtherecord.com/TST to get 10% off all legal services booked through Off the Record. You do it now, and on with the show. All right, on today's episode of the Smoking Tire Podcast, Zach and I are in studio, and man, we have just driven the RUF Rodeo, RUF's $1 million plus safari car, and it is crazy. Plus, I have an update to my Myers-Manx, and our friend, NASCAR driver Parker Kligerman, had one of the funniest non-wins in racing history. Let's talk about all that and more on the Smoking Tire Podcast.
Like this.
Is the shirt you're wearing of a real business?
No, I
Doesn't seem it.
I don't think so.
Seems like the kind of thing I would make up if I wanted to make up a fake business.
I have no idea where I got this shirt. It's
Also,
light and
we need to
thin.
have some discussions about what exactly the car is supposed to be on there. I think it's a deuce, but but what is happening on what looks to be the rear
This
bulkhead? Yeah, is that a windshield mounted on the?
It looks like the windshield's on the back.
The
of
windshield's
the car.
on the back of the car.
It looks like a 32 Ford with no hood or fender, and then
the windshield
on the
is
back.
mounted backwards on the back, almost like the person thought it was like some kind of mid-engined auto union thing, or it was designed by AI, or you have a ChatGPT shirt.
This shirt's way older than ChatGPT, but yeah, it does look like. I never noticed.
That's like
Is this like the state of what state is
it's
this?
Ohio.
Is it Ohio?
Yeah, it's Ohio.
Oh, this is probably from that car that drove across the country backwards. So they had the windshield on the back. I don't know, what is this? Speed Sports Service.
Jay's Automotive Speed Sports Service.
Oh, Jegs.
Oh, Jegs.
So it's a Jegs shirt.
Oh.
Jegs,
Well,
you put the windshield in the wrong part of the car.
What is the art department at Jegs has a real problem with that? Yeah, that's really, really strange looking. Unless, like, we're going to get some angry email, and that's actually, like, an obscure backwards mid-engine 32 Ford project that's actually a real thing, and they decided to put on a T-shirt, and they regret it now because everyone calls in and says it's fucked up, and they're like, no, and they have to prove it's actually, like, a real car.
Or maybe it's the roll bar, and this is like a lake.
Roll bar.
I think the windshield's
the wrong way, dude. Because the thing that looks like it's where the windshield would be looks like it could be a top.
right here.
Yeah, it looks like a convertible
there.
top. Yeah. Unless if Chip Foose, who did not recognize me at Pebble Beach, calls me and says, actually, I've done a backwards bodied 32, then I'll go, okay.
You think he drew the shirt? Or he built a car and they drew the shirt?
I don't know, but he gave me a real nice to see you, buddy, at Pebble Beach. Did not recognize me. That's okay, though. He had a lot happening.
It happens.
It does. And I have a different facial hair, and I was wearing a big yellow hat. So, could be different. No context. If we were in the studio, maybe he'd recognize me.
I get it. It does sting a tiny bit.
Yeah,
It does.
it happens. Burned.
When I was like, hey, Brotman, and he was like, uh-huh.
Oh, shit.
It just...
Did I tell you about the most... Dude, I felt really weird about this one. I go at the concourse. You know who I saw was Nick Schorsch from the R8,
right.
who we love.
Yeah.
Boss of all bosses in Newport, Rhode Island.
Yeah.
And he had multiple Pebble Beach entries, and you probably saw that story about the guy who drove his Bugatti cross country. Like he drove like a Bugatti Type 57 across country to the concourse. Like pretty fucking boss move. Like well, my rant on the last show, like that's the kind of shit I'm talking about. Like, you know, like that's good shit right there. So that was actually an Audrain project as well. Or at least the Audrain like media team ran chase and made the video.
This car is stunning too.
Yeah, the car's awesome. I kind of wish they cleaned it for the concours, and I know why, but I kind of wish they didn't.
Yeah.
You know, if it was the Quail, they would have left it dirty.
Yeah.
You know,
No, I get it.
Yeah. But the guy did drive it across the country, which
it works.
pretty fucking sick, and it did work. But anyway, I saw Nick Shorsh, and he was talking to somebody, and I didn't like interrupt the conversation, but I sort of like was like, yeah, and he looked over and like finished his. I was like, all right, I'll talk to you later, man, and then came to talk to me. Who was he talking to? It was Zach Brown. I was like, oh shit, sorry, man. He's like, I'll see him later.
It's like, I'm going to buy 10% of McLaren.
They were
Keep
both
going.
they were showing their Formula One cars right next to each other. It was the fucking. It was the.
I guess
the
Zach
Richie,
did some racing
Richie
at the
Riches.
vintage races.
Yeah,
he was.
He
was
do
up
that.
there. Yeah.
We didn't go to the track this year at all.
No, we didn't. I've also heard tickets got expensive. They used to be super cheap. For
For a long time.
races.
Although one of my shout out to Chris, my Sacramento friend, watch guy Chris, who this year, I hope I don't blow up the spot and make it fucking triple the price for next year somehow. He and his buddies got multiple RVs and set up a big campsite at Laguna Seca, sort of like full service.
Sure.
Like had the RVs delivered there. He didn't even drive them there.
Wow.
Yeah, and
That's
he
a
drove.
smart move.
Well, he drove in with his like cool car.
Yeah.
yeah. They delivered the RVs to the campsite, hooked up the shore power and the shore water and whatever, and he was arriving camp. And he said it was pretty sweet. He said it was cool.
Yeah. It's gorgeous. In the morning there, it's beautiful.
Yeah, and he said
Like,
you
looking
wake
over
up to the
landscape.
sounds of race cars.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I bet it's less than a hotel. I talked to Spinelli yesterday. I haven't talked to him in a while.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's Spinelli?
He's now looking for work, unfortunately.
Somebody hire Spinelli.
He might come visit in October. But he said he almost made a snap decision to go to Monterey Car Week like 2 weeks beforehand. And
to try to find a job.
no, just to do it. He's like, well, I have nothing else to do.
Oh, yeah.
But the cheap, the air quotes, the Motel 6 in Salinas, which is 30 minutes away from Monterey, is not a nice hotel. I have stayed there before. It was $900 a night. Wow. So that's why you would get an RV, because I bet it's less expensive.
Yeah. I bet he probably would have got a better. I mean, I'm sure he looked. He's a very smart guy, but the last minute Airbnb Verbo deals seem to be better than the last minute hotel deals. Hotels are okay. You know, hotels got 100 rooms.
Right.
They're okay if a couple aren't rented, you know, at $900 a night or whatever. They're not like, let's discount these, you know.
Right.
But if you've got one house and it's not rented for car week, let's get this thing moving.
Good point.
Remember the house Ali got last year?
Yes.
Which was
I stayed there. It was insane.
No offense to our Verbo host, who was lovely, and the house was lovely, but that house was fucking nuts. The two houses were the same price. But Ali got it like
but
4
he booked
days
it.
before car week.
Oh, really? I thought he booked it like a year ahead. Every time.
No, he got it. He got it way last minute.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't have the stones for that.
Yeah.
I can't swing that. I'm not gonna be 5 days before with no plan. Can't do
Wow.
it. Yeah, can't do it.
Wild pricing. Yeah. So it's the opposite of surge pricing. It's discount to get it. Like,
yeah.
we gotta move this.
It's puro. It's pure capitalism.
Capitalismo.
I was watching American Gangster last night. You know, there's always the scene in the Coke movie where the chemist is like amazed.
Of course.
It's puro. Normally it's 45%. It's puro. Yeah.
My favorite
and
is
then they ask
Bobcat
to take
Goldthwait.
the extra with it. Yeah.
Dope when he's like watching it cook and he's like 80%, and it's
Yeah.
Bobcat just getting more and more
140.
unhinged, and then he sniffs it and he's like, I can't feel my face. Dude. I think it made it to the trailer. Like, that's a good moment for Bobcat.
Yeah, highlight of the 2000s for Bobcat. Anyway, it's been a lovely morning around here. Some funny weather. I went motorcycling with my friend Mike, who's in town. I'm really trying to show him some LA goodness, and boy, is he getting the tour. He came out with us yesterday to film the RUF Rodeo, which on the way home, he was like, because he was like in the car with me and we're doing the chase and stuff, and he was like, "This is really something else, man."
Yeah, this is your job. This is
He's
your
like,
job.
This is, and then this morning we rode up to Newcomb's on motorcycles. I was on a new really cool motorcycle, which I'll talk about in detail next week. The BMW, stupid fucking name, BMW R12. the letter R, the number 12, the word 9, and the letter T. It's like you can't help but go back to Clarkson in 2010. It's named after a fax machine. The R12-9T,
Yep.
which is a beautiful motorcycle. I mean, a really gorgeous motorcycle. And there were a bunch of bikes out today, and a lot of people giving me compliments on it. And I'll review the bike. I didn't post pictures of it yet. So, but dude, we got to the top of Angeles Crest, and we're going up, and I'm smelling something. And I'm like, is that coolant? Something overheating? Like, what am I smelling? And then the road is wet, and I realized I had forgotten the smell of rain.
And the smell
of water, asphalt, the smell of water and rain. I was like, I literally had forgotten, and it took me about 20 seconds to be like, that's rain. And then all of a sudden, I get to Newcomb's, and the ground's all wet. I'm like, and there's a bunch of people up. There's a bunch of Porsches. There's a Corvette club. I mean, it's a popular poppin' Saturday up there. A bunch of bikes. There's apparently some kind of support van for some bikes. There must be some like local group of guys who like to go riding on Saturday, and one of them has a van, and they just like hire someone to do the support van, and they had like catering and shit in there. It was pretty sick. It's pretty slick, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm kind of into it.
So they rode to Newcomb's with a van full of food, and then
and then hung out and like ate and chilled.
Did they eat at Newcomb's, or did they eat in their van?
No, the van was like a Sprinter van that they like took a bunch of like food out of, and also had like, you know, a bunch of cold waters and like towels and stuff. Like,
wow.
It was guys in like full leathers.
Right. It's like bringing the thermal experience.
They brought
with you.
they brought like a staff.
Wow.
Dude, our fucking Sergio talked about doing that like 2 weeks ago. He invited us, remember?
Right.
Yeah. But it's all wet. And I was like, what's going on, guys? And they're like, yo, it straight up just rained here for like 15 minutes.
Wow.
And
Weird.
like, guys listening, it is August. It is California.
It was 90 degrees in the valley yesterday.
Yeah,
it was very hot.
It doesn't rain here now. So like, that's interesting. So yeah, the very top was wet. So fun times.
Cool.
But otherwise, what a spectacular day of motorcycling.
Were the 12 o'clock boys up at Newcomb's?
No, dude, seriously, today it felt like it was pretty much all class, I have to say, up there. It was all class. The bikes were like high-end bikes and like older riders, you know, like they're like fucking corporate guys on their day off kind of riders. Mm-hmm. And then like there was like an all Cayman GT4 club and like an all Corvette club, and all the Corvettes were like stock.
Oh, wow.
It was very interesting.
To clarify for people listening, the 12 o'clock boys that I'm referring to at Newcomb's, I was there once, and there was like guys on Harley Sportsters doing the most impressive wheelies and burnouts and stuff. Not the 12 o'clock boys from the documentary, which is 100% worth watching.
Where they're riding
Baltimore.
like quads.
Well, and dirt bikes
and
too.
dirt bikes, yeah. But different, same tricks, different riders. Yeah, those guys with the Harleys, they got bored of like the ninjas, and then like, let's see if we can do this on like fucking baggers and shit.
Yeah,
that's real dangerous looking. There's a lot of mass coming at you on one wheel.
I think they had to be more vertical because of like the center of gravity versus a dirt bike or a
that
Gixxer
sounds
or something.
right. Yeah,
it's really rad to watch though. I'm a fan. You know.
Yeah, my boy Mike was like, he's from Long Island, you know, and he was like, my friends at home like will not believe that this is here. Like he's never been to L.A. I'm trying to show him a good time, you know, and it's just we took him to the mountain, you know, and he likes to ride motorcycles, and like he's never really ridden a windy road that could go for that long without having to stop for something, you know, without having like, you know,
New York, there's a lot of little townships, right, on the twisty roads. Yeah,
New York and Long Island, like the everyday roads are like windy and pretty and green more so than here, where it's just shitty grids. But they don't have the big mountain that we have.
Right.
Yeah. So like it was kind of he was like real excited. He was very, very excited.
Is he ready to move? Is he shopping for real
Yeah,
estate?
he was like, you're really selling this, you know. And I was like, look, this is why I came here. Mm-hmm. I've been inviting you for 16 years, asshole. It's not your fault. You could have come then.
Yep.
You were there. I got here and fucking day one, I was like, you got to see this shit. It's fucking popping off. Gave him a pluot. His head practically exploded.
I love it. Yeah.
It's real easy. You just show them the fucking Cali basics. People are like, wait, what? This is a thing? I'm like, yeah.
Mountain and produce.
Mountain, produce. He's like, wait, we can go to the farmer's market tomorrow? I was like, yeah. Wait, do you see
Every day.
What do you see this shit?
There's a farmer's market every day.
Yeah. We're gonna go to the Malibu one tomorrow if you would like to join us. That's good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Malibu farmer's market. That's good. The fucking sprouted walnuts. That shit is so next level. It is. I never seen some shit like that before. Anyway, cars. Should we talk about? Before even cars, the Black Pearl notice sold out in 45 minutes. So super thank yous to everyone who bought one of those. There were only 50, and about 11 of them were pre-sold to people that had bought all 4.
Okay.
So, so we released 38 or 39 to the public, and they were gone. Or not to the public, to the patrons. Everyone who bought one is a patron. So, different Oyster bracelet, looks a little different. Mine has the prototype bracelet. They keep telling me they're going to get me an Oyster bracelet eventually. Yeah, looks awesome.
It's a really cool face there, it's called. It looks really good.
The dial?
Dial.
Yeah. Sector dial, 2 pieces of Tahitian Black Pearl. Very nice. And I'm gonna keep wearing this one with the Jubilee on it. But as soon as I see them boys, because they've been using my watches for trade shows, because I have all the colors. They didn't keep them.
They don't have a display model.
They're moving them.
Right.
They're moving them. They didn't. Yeah. And so
it's a funny problem.
So they were like, "Yo, can we borrow yours?" So I gave them my all of them.
You know what? That's actually I think the same move that hypercar makers and all that RUF and other companies do. They bring a car to a show. And then they go, well, this one actually is sold. And that one's sold because we sold them before we built them. Yeah. So you can't have this one. But this is what it looks like.
I demand the prototype is usually the one that I keep. They're not making multiple prototypes. They're they end up on one factory whatever done level prototype. Mm-hmm. And I've kept all those. So they haven't made extras for themselves. I'm sure they'd rather have the money. They probably have a lot of watches.
Yeah.
So.
Especially if you'll just loan them yours for a little while.
Especially if I'm willing to loan them mine for trade shows. But it was actually last night. We went to dinner. We went to Parks. Yum. And I was like, I'd like to wear the fucking minty. And then I looked in the case and was like, damn.
I could have loaned you mine.
Fuck, at 2 points.
At 2 points.
2 points. Hey. 2 points a day. It's a light. It's
got to be a 1 day rental. I'm not doing hourly, so it's going to be 24 hours.
Full deposit hold on
and
the
actually,
card.
like Sammy's camera, you're picking it up on Friday, bring it back Monday. Yeah. We're not open on the weekends.
We're closed for the Sabbath.
Yeah. Speaking of cars, quick transition before we talk about actual cars.
We keep saying speaking of cars and then not talking about cars.
Well, this is car related.
Guys, we got to take a quick break from the action because support today is coming in hot from DeleteMe. DeleteMe makes it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online at a time when surveillance and data breaches are common enough to make everyone vulnerable. Look, data brokers are out there making a profit off of your data. That's the commodity. Anyone on the web can buy your private details, which leads to identity theft, phishing, and harassment. But now you can protect your privacy with DeleteMe. All you have to do, right, is sign up for DeleteMe, and you give them all the information that you want to be kept off of the data broker websites, right? And then they scour those websites over and over, finding that information, requesting that it's taken down, deleting it themselves, and on and on. Then they send you a report saying how they did, what they found, what was taken away, what you have to step in and address. And they do that every month in an ongoing basis because DeleteMe is not a one-time deal. It's a service that keeps going. So I signed up for it and I gave them all the information. And the first month they found 1,100 issues of my data. And then the next month it was 300 and then 200. And now it's 150 each month. I guess that's kind of the baseline. But you can do it too. And the number of spam calls and texts and things that I've gotten has dropped way down. So take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for DeleteMe now at a special discount for our listeners. Get 20% off your DeleteMe plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/tire. That's TIRE. Joindeleteme.com/tire. joindeleteme.com/tire and enter promo code TIRE at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/tire and enter code TIRE at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/tire, code TIRE. We are also brought to you today by HelloFresh. I love me some HelloFresh because I like to cook. I really like to cook, and HelloFresh helps me indulge my cooking sensibilities. They send chef-crafted recipes and fresh ingredients to your home. This summer, they've made their biggest menu upgrade yet. This isn't the HelloFresh you remember. It's bigger. HelloFresh has doubled its menu. Now you can choose from 100 options each week, including new seasonal dishes and recipes from around the world. Dig into bigger portions that'll keep everyone satisfied. It's also healthier. There's an even healthier menu filled with high-protein and veggie-packed recipes. HelloFresh now helps you eat greener with new veggie-packed recipes that have 2 or more veggies, and it's tastier. Get steak and seafood recipes delivered every week for no extra cost. There's 3 times more seafood on the menu now at no extra cost. New seasonal produce each week, from snap peas to stone fruit to corn on the cob and more. Again, I like HelloFresh because I like to cook, but I don't like shopping. I don't like trying to come up with new things to cook, and I don't like waste. And HelloFresh cuts down on all those things. You choose interesting recipes from their site. They deliver you exactly the right amount of ingredients you need to make the recipe. That way there's no food waste, and they keep it coming, and I keep the recipe cards for later so that if I want to make this meal again for a bigger serving, for a party, or something, I have it. It's awesome. So the best way to cook has gotten better. Go to hellofresh.com/ ready? Smoking Tire 10FM. HelloFresh.com/Smoking Tire 10FM to get 10 free meals and a free item for life. 1 per box with active subscription. Free meals applied as discount on first box. New subscribers only. Varies by plan. HelloFresh.com/Smoking Tire 10FM to get 10 free meals and a free item for life. And now, back to the show.
Our friend Parker Kligerman won his race at Daytona.
Hell motherfucking yeah, Parker Kligerman.
Parker,
because he's a very fast driver. He just hasn't had the right car until today.
Kind of true. He's had a lot of headwind, a lot of problems. The irony of this win is he was driving as I didn't know this existed. He was driving as a relief driver.
Okay.
For I forget the guy's name, for a young driver, Connor Zilich, who had hurt himself.
Oh, I've heard of Connor Zilich.
So Connor's like 19 years old.
Uh-huh.
And at lap 13, he had to pull into the pit, and they had to swap. I think he broke his collarbone or something. And
wait, what?
Well,
you can change drivers mid-fucking race?
That was my question. I guess you can.
What?
It's a thing. And so Parker was the relief driver.
Wait.
It's about to get stranger.
How often has that happened? I've never heard of that. I mean, I'm sure it happens a lot. I've just never actually heard of that happening.
I don't.
Because how often would it happen if in the middle of the race? Like, it could certainly happen before the race. The guy can't make it for whatever reason. The guy gets sick, blah, blah, blah. But, like, usually if a driver can't finish the race, something terrible's happened to the car.
Right.
You know, like, okay, wait. You said it gets weirder. What happened?
It's weirder because Parker won, but he was driving for Connor. So Connor gets the points. And therefore,
so Parker didn't win.
Right. So
oh my God! Wait, that's so funny.
It's really
weird.
We
get to laugh at him that he wins and it doesn't count. Oh, that's so funny.
It's such a bummer.
So all right, Parker, if you're out there, I know you're fucking listening because you got free time. Make merch. Capture this moment with merch. At least get paid. If there's a fucking meme about this that you can capture into a slogan on a t-shirt, I think you could do it.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize. So Zilich broke his collarbone in Victory Lane 2 weeks ago. Like, I guess he won and then fell down there.
Oh, shit.
That's funny.
Oh, it sucks. I'm sorry to laugh at that, but that sucks.
So Parker hopped in.
Bet that shit's on video
caution, too. And then now, I think this is sort of hilarious, and I'm in a text group with Parker and the guys we worked with on Proving Grounds, and we're like, the rule seems to be that no matter how Parker wins, he cannot win. But I hope that this gets the attention of the big teams. He was driving for Dale Jr.'s team, who owns, I think, Connor's car. And so, it's like he's a great driver, and this proves that he's a great driver. And I'm just so excited for him. So shout out Parker for finally winning, even though you won't get the credit.
That rules.
Isn't that weird?
Wow. That's so funny.
It's so funny.
Good. I mean, good for him.
Like,
what place was he in when they
when they swapped?
Yeah. Did it say? From that point, okay, wait. Caution on lap 13. Click on the Kligerman got behind the wheel link and see where that takes us. If it doesn't fucking bring a virus here. All right, well.
Video.
Oh, yeah. All right, well.
For the long-term treatment of chronic...
First, we have to learn. Let's learn about what drugs to ask for. Not what drugs... Okay, here...
Can we show...
All right, here's the pit stop. Why did it say... Okay, doesn't say.
It doesn't... We need a lower...
Wow, this is like...
Chiron here.
This is an incredibly dull YouTube video. This is just the pit stop. This YouTube video stinks.
They're cleaning.
I can't believe they're...
While Parker waits.
Parker looks like bored, waiting to get in the car.
Focused.
It's like something terrible's happened in there.
Yeah, it does. They're cleaning a lot of stuff out.
Yeah.
But if we had audio on, I guess it would tell us what place he was in.
Yeah, right. All right. Well, either way, good drive, Parker.
I just wanted to give
Sorry,
a shout out
no
to
one will
Mr.
ever
Kligerman.
hear about it again.
He's going to get a good ride from this.
He needs to get merch. He needs to get merch going. Get your merch brain going.
Parker wins with an asterisk or something like that.
Yes, exactly. Okay. I have an update on Zemeyer's Manx. As predicted, the car was running again within about 20 minutes of it arriving at Manx. Jonathan, radial engine master down there, called me and said...
He's a radiologist?
Yes. We should get him a T-shirt. Get his merch game going. Traced the problem to my front left blinker, which was supplied by a company called... Want to take a guess?
Well, I know the answer.
Oh,
so I don't want... You told me yesterday,
the answer
so I don't want to
is
step on
Lucas, to which I said, what the fuck?
For those who don't know, what is Lucas well known for? We're not talking about films.
Shitty electronics.
Yes.
Now, apparently, this is not the same company. They've just acquired the name from what we're talking about. But it was there was a short in my left blinker, and so I don't know. I definitely used the left blinker a lot throughout the week I drove the car.
There's your problem.
It was that it was that very last time I signaled left that it. So they're rewiring the fuse panel, circuit panel, so that can't possibly, if any of those things happen, that it can't kill the car. A small fault can't kill the whole car. Lessons.
Yeah.
These are lessons. And they've also, I had a list of updates that I requested, including
Windows.
Windows. I want doors. I want windows. I want a radio. I want full climate control, airbags, side curtain airbags, a roll cage, a refrigerator, a fish tank, and color printer. Color printer. No, I'm retuning the throttle for a better thing. Tightening the shift collar a little bit. It's a little bit, it's that adjustable collar, and it's a little bit floppy left to right. So just a little tighter there. I wanted to see if they could move the brake pedal, not move it, but like. You have to. The brakes work great, but you have to press the pedal too hard, too far to get an initial bite. I want a higher initial bite for better heel towing. I have to really work my foot weird, but if I can get a higher bite, it would be like ace. Just like little bullshit like that.
Can they lengthen the windshield wiper arms?
I've told him about the windshield wipers, and he was like, "It's not really meant to be driven in the rain, mate." I was like, no shit.
Fair point.
No shit.
Lucas Automotive is one of the world's oldest continuously trading automotive brands, going back to 1875. So I guess that's why a company would acquire it, so they can put that in their marketing.
Sure.
But their reputation, Lucas's reputation as a name,
not good.
is so bad.
It's not good.
It was basically blamed for all the electrical faults of every British car in like the mid 1900s.
But like that light is probably like some kind of OE part from some other old fucking car from the 60s, and that's just like, you know what I mean? And this is now the new version of that old part for that old car.
Yeah.
I don't think it was the fault of the light. I think it had a bad like crimp on it or something. Fixed.
Cool.
It's fixed. I also wanted them to add, guys, we got to take a break from the show because MudWtr is here. Listen, here's the thing. MudWtr is a new thing. Okay? Their OG blend. It's a mix of cacao, chai, turmeric, and adaptogenic mushrooms to help you feel focused without the crash. So this is my thing. I've had an issue with caffeine. It gives me panic attacks. I've been drinking decaf coffee, but I really kind of wish I could get a little more energy, a little more focused at work, and I'm not trying to do caffeinated coffee. So MudWtr, this could be the thing. It's great over ice. You just mix it with a little cold water or a little milk. You shake it up, pour it over ice, and boom, you've got a refreshing, feel-good boost that helps you stay balanced. Every single ingredient in MudWtr products are 100% certified organic, non-GMO, gluten-free, vegan, and kosher. There's also no sugar or sweeteners added. All you do is drop the powder into your favorite mug, pour some water on it, and give it a mix. Some go wild and add creamer, honey, CBD oil. And the best part about MudWtr is it provides a sustained energy without the spikes and crash of traditional coffee. And there are caffeine-free blends available, which is what I tried. Each ingredient in MudWtr serves a purpose. The OG blend contains cacao and chai for a hint of caffeine and hot chocolate-like flavor, lion's mane for focus, cordyceps to promote natural energy, and both chaga and reishi to support a healthy immune system. The matcha starter kit is a perfect way to step into clean energy. The turmeric starter kit blends radiant ginger, turmeric, and rooibos chai. I actually really like rooibos chai. That's a really good one. And the rest starter kit is for relaxing and unwinding at the end of the day. MudWtr is available at Target and Sprouts, so it's never been easier to grab a cup of this friendly pick-me-up. Head over to MudWtr.com. MudWtr.com and grab a starter kit today. And right now our listeners get an exclusive deal up to 43% off your entire order, plus free shipping and a free rechargeable frother when you use code TIRE. That's right, up to 43% off with code TIRE at MudWtr.com. After you purchase, they'll ask how you found them. Show your support. Let them know we sent you. Keep your energy natural and refreshing all year long with MudWtr, because life's too short for anything less than clean, delicious energy. And now, back to the show. A lot of work. I also wanted them to add what are called battens across the top. Like the top, which is like a stretched canvas, it seems very tight when the car is sitting there. But when you drive like 60 miles an hour, the center bit, like it doesn't have any structure and it like flaps a bit.
Oh, right, because air's getting under there. Okay.
Yeah, and it's not like bothersome, but I could totally see it just stretching out and getting shitty like over time.
Yes.
So I want them to like add some like ridges, basically. Either they sew like a wire into it, like a fucking bra, or you know, whatever it is. They've already got a couple in there, like just more, basically, to make it do that less.
I wonder, I mean, that's, you know, the Cobra has those like spikes all over the outside of the cockpit. And then you snap the tonneau cover into it, which holds it down. Now I understand why.
Well, there's the windshield, and then there's only the 2 points of contact to the back, and then the roll hoops, which is stretched over the 2 roll bars.
Yeah, the back makes sense. Yeah, but the front, that's an interesting challenge, like getting the front leading edge to stay down, you know, without adding something. Because when you take it off, you want it to be like a nice clean
Well,
design.
That's easy. The front leading edge hooks into the windshield.
Wait, I thought that's the part that's coming up.
No, it's not coming up. It's like the windshield is affixed.
Okay.
That's not a problem. But then there's a metal bar above my head, and it's stretched over that. In between is
Oh,
like 3
got it.
feet of nothing.
here.
Yeah, right in the middle, over like the shifter,
Okay.
is the farthest from any structure, and so I want like an X or some whatever to add structure to that middle bit.
Ooh, okay. But yeah. that makes
I'm
sense.
sure the person who made this top could make that in 20 minutes.
Sure.
Yeah. Like if it was a sail maker, you would make it in 5. Like sails have this. Like the main sails on the boats have like 4 or 5. Like maybe they're like a foot long and maybe 2 inches wide, and they're sewn into the sail to keep it from flapping on the edge that's away from the mast.
Right.
Because there's no structure out there.
Got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so I want some of them so the shit don't flap.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's running again. It's totally fine. And actually, I was like, all right, can I have it back for the weekend? And Jonathan was like, we're doing a photo shoot with it next week, and then you can have it back after that. I was like, what photo shoot? Like, what are we doing here? He's like, can someone come by your house and get the floor mats? I was like, I was like,
Do I need to sign a release for my car?
what the fuck? Paying retail over here, bro.
Again, it's that small manufacturer supercar. They're like, by the way, we're borrowing your car, and it's like if they gave us the black RUF Rodeo.
Yeah. He's like, you got stuff to drive. We do. We got cars coming in our fucking eyeballs right now.
Yeah.
Like the RUF Rodeo, which we were in fairness, it wasn't a bait and switch. It was a break and switch. It was the last minute switch. We were supposed to drive this RUF SCR Tribute, which is this crazy air cooled thing, and they were like, it's not quite ready. Do you want to drive the Rodeo? And at first, I asked Zach, like, do we want to drive the Rodeo? Because I didn't know if they would let us drive it
Correctly.
appropriately.
Right.
And then they were like, no, we're going to be cool. And I was like, well, okay. And boy, am I glad we did, because the RUF Rodeo, it looks, I don't want to say, it looks a little cartoony.
Yeah.
Right? It does look a kind of cartoonish, and like, I don't want to insult the RUFs because I love them, but like, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but like a little silly, like it's like whimsical, like a toy. Kind of, right? Like exaggerated proportions.
Well, it's very exaggerated. The rear end on this, I think the rear fenders are like 5 inches wider than on the SCR. And that does not look narrow at all.
Yeah.
And like the fender flares are huge. The bumpers are also like a more rectangular design than the rest of the car, which is very round, or the SCR, like 911s are very round or shape. So it seems like it's growing these, being off-road. It's like transforming into an off-road machine. Yeah. In front of you.
But like the front and rear bumpers, they don't look like rally car stuff, or they don't look motorsport inspired. I'm not sure what they're inspired by, but that's why, like, I think it's the front and rear bumpers more than anything where I get kind of like, like the cartooniness.
Sure.
The sides, the fender flares, okay, the wheels, yes, I see a rally-inspired thing. But either way, this is a fucking goddamn great time, this car. It's the carbon tub. It's the MudWtr-based RUF 3.6 liter, 610 horsepower twin turbo engine. It has a manually torque selectable all-wheel drive system. You can go... I think you can do anything from 50/50 to 100% rear.
You can do anything from 49/51 to 100% rear.
Yeah.
And ours is the prototype, so ours would only switch between what seemed like, well, the display had like an automatic ratio change, and then you could go full 100 rear.
Yeah.
But what I think is cool is they said on the production one, it's almost like a rheostat or a knob where you can go any percentage in between those two ends.
It seemed like it was ready to be a touchscreen slider.
I think that's what it
but
would
ours
be,
only had the 2 settings, which, like, for our purposes, was just fine, actually. But it's got the inboard suspension. And I said a carbon tub. When they first told me it was under 3,000 pounds, I was like, no fucking way. But it might be.
They say 2,700, which is...
No, it was 2,950 wet.
Oh, wet. So the number I saw was dry.
Probably dry. Oh, yeah, this is 2,950 wet. Make sure to use my clip in the video.
We're both right.
Yeah. And I was like, there's just no way. Like, my 1987 car, like what wasn't that light. Like, but like I don't know.
Carbon fiber,
I
man.
know it might be.
I don't know what a G body weighs by itself, but what we've heard from so many supercar manufacturers, including SSC, but everyone seems to land with a body chassis that's like 200 pounds.
Yeah.
Like every company likes to say 2 people can lift this and carry it around.
Yeah.
I would guess, I'm speculating because I don't know. It's
probably the same. Yeah.
Probably the same.
Yeah.
So, I mean, carbon fiber, it highlights how great that is.
And like, man, so this thing really has some fun dynamic habits, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It can make big swales in the road like completely disappear, which is really fun. But the weight transfer movements are very accentuated, which is also very fun. When you like rip through the gears at full throttle, the thing like bucks forward and backwards between shifts in just a hilarious way.
It also, in first gear and second, it throws up traction control. Like it's trying to do a burnout. Once you cross about 4,500 RPM, like and if you turn traction off, it does like a little rolling off-roady burnout on tarmac.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a 610 horsepower and like 516 torque.
Yeah.
It's a lot in a light vehicle.
It's a fast car.
Yeah.
And you do have to make a lot of adjustments to drive it fast on the street, and it's kind of sloppy.
Yep.
But it's fun.
Yes.
Like, it's actually a very fucking good time. And it has the same turn-in habits of the Sterrato, where you just lift, turn, flick, smash, and it will just do a four-wheel slide like no problem.
Yeah.
All gravy. It really has a fabulous front, rear, left, right balance. Just really good.
And
really
then the
good.
steering is quick. It's still really talkative. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not super heavy, despite having these big tires and stuff, but it's talkative, reacts quickly. Does that thing we love. We've talked about so many times, like trophy truck movement, rally car movement. I mean, I'd say the suspension is softer than the rally cars I drove at Rally Ready. And so because of that, you have a little more movement. But it's adaptive shocks, though. You can hit the button. But I was driving in soft mode. And it just floated over all these road imperfections that I absolutely felt in my car. And then you go into those corners, and it just like leans 5 inches.
Yeah.
And then the tire leans a little bit. And then, oh, man, it's such a good time.
It's so easy to drive with like 2 degrees of oversteer everywhere. Because the weight transfer is so good when you brake. All you have to do is brake and turn. It will do the rest for you. If you turn just a little harder than you normally would, you just get the littlest bit, and now you're balanced. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely fabulous. It's so fucking fun.
The video will be awesome because you had some big honking, impressive tarmac slides in the
I was really
car.
having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The trunk is pretty much gone though, because there's inboard front suspension and like other things where trunk was.
Yeah.
Not in. There's also what was up there? The electric
like
air
AC,
conditioning
yeah.
and the something else. But
Record,
there's like
it looked like it was up there.
there's really not a lot of trunk. Although there is room behind the seats. You can throw stuff back there.
Well, behind the seat is a I'll call it a tall shelf.
Yeah.
Like the shelf starts at your shoulders.
Yeah.
So you could put jackets or small things. The front is like big enough to hold the briefcase of cash.
Right.
It's a very shallow carbon fiber frunk.
Yeah,
and that's
it's
kind of
not
all you
good
can
on
really bring.
Not great on the storage. But it's got roof rails,
True.
so you could do the cargo box.
Yeah, you'd have to do a cargo box because
Yeah.
you don't want to like strap things to the roof because then it's on the paint.
Yeah, but fuck, it's $1 million, but it's so
1.2.
sweet.
It dynamically fantastic.
Yeah.
Just like other roof stuff we've driven. So much fun, and all of the themes of it, of these like the movement of the body, is something we don't really experience a lot in new cars because new sports cars are so stiff, and it's so fun to feel those limits, at a lower speed. If you had a 911 turbo on that road, there's no way you're sliding anywhere because you'd have to be going way too fucking fast.
No.
Too much grip.
It'd be insane. You'd be sliding at 100 miles an hour.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
this, it brings all of that joy to more accessible speeds, not levels, because it's so expensive.
But you can learn a lot by driving a car like this too.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and is there any of these 3 shots? The interior. The interior is a Ralph Lauren inspired interior. It's got really high end leather on everything, as well as, I mean, what I called in the video, I called them like Native American blankets. I'm not really sure if that's accurate or not, but that's the impression that I get from them. Western blankets, and the ceiling headliner's a Western blanket too. It's fucking awesome.
The dash construction and stitching and leatherwork is like the best I've ever seen.
Yeah, it
was
really,
so
really
tight.
nice.
Really impressive.
I wish the steering wheel adjusted.
Dude.
It's the only thing about this car that's not like a 12.
It telescopes.
And the air
goes
conditioning
from
kind of sucks.
the steering wheel goes from touching the dashboard essentially to like 4 inches closer to you. But we're sitting, both of us, like we wanted 6 more inches.
Yeah.
Enjoy that clip, internet. It was, if you like, I was sitting too close to it for my feet, but it you do what you have to do. I was surprised for a car that cost this much money and has had attention paid to every single bit of it in such an amazing way, from like the science, the materials, the construction, the execution, the tuning. To have that as a miss, I was really surprised.
There might be a very good reason it can't be done, but it is, and it wouldn't keep me from buying one or wanting one or whatever. But the Singer had the perfect driving position.
It did.
The Singer Turbo did. Like, I hate to say it, but like, there's someone out there that might think those two are competitors.
Well, I know that
not.
RUF PR is listening, and I know that they're going to ask RUF why, and we'll get an answer. Because it might be like a TUV rule. They can't use a new steering column.
It might be.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
But that was truly the only miss.
And it wouldn't keep me from buying the car. If I could afford it and if I could get one, I totally would. It's rad.
It is rad.
Yeah.
It's you're paying a hefty premium for the name, and we probably both talked about the competition in the in-car, but the competition doesn't have a carbon fiber tub.
Yeah, the name
really
comes
impressive.
with the tub and that engine. It comes with both. I mean, fabulous interior materials, are great. They're not exclusive to RUF. Other people can do great interiors as well.
True.
And there's certain other things about this car that other companies can also do very, very well, such as TJ Russell, who does an amazing job with his Russell-built cars. That thing was super sick. That was different, though. That was like a 3.8 air-cooled car. I mean, it was a beautiful car. It was really fun, really beautiful. But yeah, the carbon tub and the brand name do. And by the way, I'm not convinced, despite how awesome this is, that they're going to sell that many. I'm not fully. I mean, maybe they are. I hope they are. It's fucking cool. If someone out there is like, hey, should I? Yeah, you should. But like, I'm not sure if their customer, the customer who wants a roof, and the customer who has this kind of money is going to intersect with the customer who's looking for that type of product.
I totally agree with you. And also you need the customer who is going to play with it in the dirt.
Yeah.
Because I think if, a lot of people buy expensive cars that are track oriented or high performance, and they only take them to Cars and Coffee and whatever. But I think this is even more strange, and so if most people had to pick between driving the high performance car meant for tarmac to an event that's held on tarmac versus the off-road thing, they'll probably find themselves leaning more toward the tarmac one because it's a little more at home, I guess, and maybe a little more exciting to them. This is definitely a niche type of thing.
Yeah, but it's so cool.
Yeah.
You just have to be, real rich and real brave.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to not brave because it's not that the limits of this car are low. It's very fast, but you can have all the fun with it at very low speeds. You can find an empty gravel lot and in first and second gear have an insane amount of fun with this car safely.
Or, if you live in like the Southwest or anywhere, honestly, where there's logging roads or open BLM land, and obviously you have to be a baller to enjoy this, like the car deserves to be taken to those locations, let this dog run free. Because otherwise you are missing out on so much of the experience, and all you're doing is stunting around and eating potholes, but who cares? Yeah. But gosh, take this on,
you shouldn't
your own
do this as an investment.
Thing.
Do this one as a cash burn.
Yeah.
Don't, if you got to have and be willing to spend Like, like when I go to play blackjack, I've got my like $100 entertainment fund, $200 entertainment fund. And I go, if this is gone, it's the entertainment fund. If it comes back, great. But if not, you need to have, this needs to be, it's crazy that we're talking about numbers like this.
It is.
It's a very small number of people. But even worse is when people have the access to buy shit like this, and then they do, and then they worry about earning a positive return, so they just don't drive it or don't use it.
They don't want to scratch it, so because they'll lose money on it. This is like, I mean, it does two things, because obviously it's out of touch to say that everyone should buy this. Everyone, and I mean anyone at almost any price point, should experience sport car on dirt. In some capacity, because the things we're talking about that we enjoyed, short of like the adjustable diff and the power, you can have that kind of fun in a $3,000 E30 that you put like some Bilstein HDs on. So anything
with like a decent diff and some decent shocks and tires and ground clearance, like it can be a shitty
have
car.
All the fun.
One might argue it should be a shitty car. You might have more fun than this. If you put me in a shitty rally car versus a RUF Rodeo that I've paid for, somehow have paid for, and the same thing, I'm probably going to have a little more fun in the shitty car, honestly. Because I can't roll like that.
Yeah, because it's more disposable. And I think that actually, one of the things that works against this is that buying a purpose-built Baja 1000 pre-runner or luxury pre-runner or, serious truck is also nearing $1 million now. I mean, those things fully built with every bell and whistle, that is extremely expensive. King of Hammers vehicle, I mean, those are well into six figures. So part of me goes, all right, well, if you like sports cars and you are in that industry or like that stuff, this is a good time. But maybe those trucks are more durable. You can't really damage them as much, and so people will still treat this a little too cautiously.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that whatever, single or double digit number of people end up with these. I mean, like, the odds of me ever seeing one again, right? Are basically zero. Like in person, like the odds of ever driving one again are zero. I told Mike, I took Mike for a ride in this thing, and I was like, I hope you understand, and he does. And I wasn't trying to like belittle him. I was like, but I hope you understand, you will probably never be in the presence of one of these things ever again. Like, that's just a fact of things. You go to all the cars and coffees you can ever go to, you'll probably never see another one of these things.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, let alone like go sideways in one. Like, this is a weird thing we're doing right now.
In Monterey, we were on a street and there were 5 Paganis, and I think they, coordinated to be there. I don't know if we'll ever see 5 rodeos, even at Monterey Car Week.
Yeah, probably not.
Wild.
Maybe unless they have a rodeo, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they'll do it on Rodeo.
Yeah, or they'll rent the Bronco off Rodeo in Texas.
Oh yeah,
probably not.
I saw that place. We drove by it for the scout I did. Right. We have a lot of questions left over from last time, I think.
We do have a good bit, and people are paying attention on Saturday. We got some questions already. Like,
people are paying attention on Saturday, huh? It's a boring ass day today.
I guess so. Everyone's on break.
There were like 7 different temperatures this morning. Yeah. Really weird.
So humid.
Really strange. Yeah, the humidity. California can't handle our fragile temperature system. We can't handle if the wind blows from the east. All fucking hell breaks loose. If the wind comes from the other way, and it's this fucking slightest bit humid, it all goes to shit. The fucking 405 is like half closed this weekend.
Paving half of it. Which they need to.
Yeah.
So
Mike and I rode up this morning. I was like, I figure like, we can lane split. We got to get through it on bikes. I don't want to do it on a car. And it was pretty shit.
Really?
Yeah. At 6:45 this morning, it went down from, whatever it is, 6 lanes between the 10 freeway and Sunset. It went down from 6 to 2 lanes.
Oh, did you guys go over the mountain?
Yeah, we
on
rode
the 405 and then.
Yeah, we rode Upper Bay Tahunga today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
We went early. Had breakfast over there. We thought it was going to be super hot, so that's why we wanted to get out there early.
Yesterday, dude, it was 100. When we finished with the rodeo, it was 100 degrees.
It was sweaty. And actually, RUF does need to work a little bit on their air conditioners.
Dude,
if I'm honest.
Felt like some old Lamborghini shit.
Yeah, if I'm honest, Aloisa, chop. We need improved air conditioners.
We had the fan cranked to max, and it was gentle. Like the wind speed was gentle, and then the cooling was, especially for something that's meant to be driven in the desert.
The one in North Carolina, the SCR, we didn't really need the air conditioner, and we were on the track, and it wasn't very hot. Right? The yellow one in Miami was really hot. That thing was like that day was really hot and really humid.
Very true.
And this was really hot and really humid. But I saw Kevin driving it up on the highway. Like we saw him on the highway, and he was driving it up with both windows down.
Yeah.
Like so, clearly, I think we did my customer has not complained about the air conditioning on his CTR anniversary, but yeah, we've not had the best air conditioning experience.
And for this car, which should be driven in a lot of strange inclement weather, desert stuff, it should have a cranking system.
Yeah.
Because also, if you have the windows down, you're going to get dirt inside the car, which will happen, but you don't want to welcome it.
No, you don't want to be like mobbing on dirt with the windows down in a car like this if you have the alternative. Not with an interior like that. But it's so sick. Thank you guys for letting us drive it. We appreciate you. And thank you for not being wieners about it, too, and being cool. Letting us like rip it a little bit in the dirt and have fun with it and make it move around
Seriously,
a little bit.
I applaud them for allowing us to do that and them going, yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Because if you want to sell a car like that, you should allow people to drive it in the way it's meant to be driven.
Exactly. Are you ready to go to the people? Did I get ahead of you there a little bit for a moment?
No, it's fine. We got a bunch
Great.
ready.
Let's go to them. The Patreon is open. Patreon.com/The Smoking Tire Podcast is where you ask questions for the program. It's where you catch the live stream. It's where you get an ad-free listening experience. It's where you get exclusive access to merch and collabs like the Notice Canyon Black Pearl, and more and more and more. An extra show every month, for example. Patreon.com/The Smoking Tire Podcast. It's also by far the most effective way to support our program on a regular basis. Notice I added the on the regular basis because dollar for dollar, the most effective way to support our program is to buy all 5 Notice Canyon watches. So shout out to all of yous who did that, all yous patrons. Now, a second Jay-Z has hit the Supra. Says, Matt and Zach, what was the most unique car you saw in regular traffic during Car Week? I know. I don't know. I guess being on the tour does count, but
I think calling it unique is my struggle. Like in normal traffic, not in the tour, I was behind the green Mura SV that I think went to the lawn later. And it was just like, oh, and I showed Sarah, because she's in the car with me, I go, see how we're just behind this thing and we're all sitting at a stoplight? Like, I think that was probably the rarest.
I saw on the way into Monterey, arriving on Wednesday morning, I saw the Alfa Romeo Disco Volante being driven around, and I was like, holy shit. And even Hannah was like, I have no idea what that is, but I can tell by looking at it that it's something nuts.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then, southbound on the 101 when we left, we passed that like Harlequin 911 and the Harlequin Land Cruiser, which I guess were like
the Sean Witherspoon cars.
Yeah, they were like given to random people to drive down, but just happened upon them.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
Tom Early says, what's the shortest amount of time you've ever kept a car that you intended to keep long term? I had the Hummer H1 for 3 months.
Oh,
that was the shortest. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was longer than that.
No, 3 months. I couldn't get rid of it fast enough. It was fucking so stupid.
Yeah, I mean,
it might have been 4 or 5, but I remember it in my head. It's 3. It was definitely less than 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was not good.
You had it for like the winter, right? And then you got out.
Yeah, I bought it like in November and I sold it like before the summer.
That makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. Lick My Aztec. It's kind of funny. True or false, the 996 is without question the ugliest 911 ever made? There's a couple to me that are kind of bad. There's a couple of those like weird bumper cars, like the long bumper train, like 74, 75, like weird. They look a little strange to me that I don't really like. but
Slant nose to me.
you're not into a slant nose.
I'm not. Like,
Okay.
the shape of it's fine, but I look at it and I just think it's strange. Plus, it had like the weird big bumpers back then also. So I think the 996, especially from profile, is better looking. But
Yeah, I don't.
the thing is, most of the cars look, and I'm not trying to be disparaging as I usually am, like they're kind of the same. They're very similar. So it's like, sure, it's the ugliest, but only because the headlight was not round for a brief amount of time. Otherwise, it would all be like a tie. So
Yeah, if you put 997 headlights on a 996, it would really change it a lot. It's really just the headlights, more so than anything else.
yeah, it's like, John and Kate plus 8, like if one of their children looked very 2% different, like that's the ugly one. They all look the same.
Okay.
Oh, Dre got out of the.
Dre got out of the terrible Audi. All right, good on you, bro. Borat's carry piece. Thoughts on the new Rise Against album? P.S. Your attorney is awesome. I hope you mean Off the Record, and we do love Off the Record. I haven't listened to the whole Rise Against album yet. I really should, because I'm seeing them in 3 weeks in New York. But the songs I've heard come through my Apple Music are good. Disrespectfully agree. I like that one. Can you speak on proper seating position for spirited driving? Like, how bent should my legs and elbows be? How far should I be from the wheel? I like to be, assuming you're driving a manual, far enough from the dashboard so that your clutch pedal hits the floor before your leg is hyperextended.
Yeah.
Like when it's like just almost fully extended. And I sit a little further back than that if I'm like cruising long distance. And then when you drape your hand over the wheel, it's your wrist should sit on the top of the wheel. And you should sit like pretty upright. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much it.
And usually if I'm driving fast or whatever, I sit a little more upright than like, there's like 7/10 seating, and then I go and move it up a little bit more for faster.
Yeah, if you're really on a track or something, then you don't want to be reaching for the wheel. You want the wheel to be not pretty close, but you want to be able to hold the wheel at 9 and 3 and have your elbows be solidly bent.
Yes.
You'll have much better leverage. You'll wear out your arms less.
Yeah, you use your shoulders more, or your back and your shoulders, and also your range of motion. You can just sit in your car and go, if your arms are straight, like how much can you move before you're all crossed up versus, full 180 or 270 degrees.
Yeah. Lots of talk, usually shit. That's pretty funny. EV manufacturers have been able to sell their credits to OEMs who don't produce enough zero-emissions vehicles. Now that there are $0 fines imposed by CAFE, is there still a market for EV credits? Interesting question. I'm not sure that CAFE standards and EV credits are part of the same system. They may be separate. I mean, CAFE is corporate average fuel economy. I don't know if green credits are used to boost your corporate average fuel economy, or if they're used to offset not producing either enough numbers or enough percentages of electric vehicles. So, like, on the one hand, if there's no fine by CAFE and EV credits were used to get you help towards CAFE, then I would say that, yeah, Tesla and other car makers who are selling their shit are kind of in trouble. If that is not the case and they're separate systems entirely, then...
And just for, like, to add context, Tesla, for example, they made a lot of money selling EV credits.
Yeah.
I'm not picking on them. I'm just bringing them up because I knew that. They made $692 million selling regulatory credits in the final quarter of 2024 alone. And it was nearly 30% of their income for that quarter. So, companies like them were making a ton of extra money, not just selling cars, selling these credits.
I just don't know if they're the same system,
Yeah, I don't know
the
either.
credit, it might not be. But yeah, that could be a problem. Habibi Autosport, excuse me. What's the best way to make a boring car interesting? Nearly anything can be made cool by lowering and adding tasteful wheels.
Sure.
That's certainly a good place to start. Yeah, you can tweak some cosmetics, ride height, wheels. You can do, paint body colored moldings, paint moldings body color instead of black. You can do stuff like that.
I think any kind of individuality helps, and like we have to define interesting, but if you have a boring car and you open the door and the interior, for example, like the seats are restitched, people go, oh, you put your own spin on this. You put your flavor on this car. It's not just an LS400, something like that makes it stand out from the other cars that might be at the meet.
Okay, wait. Waymo hand jobs from women I hardly know. That is like, there's layers to that. You've got a Waymo and the play on the word Waymo, and hand jobs from women I hardly know is from Crazy People. And if you guys haven't seen Crazy People, you need to go watch Crazy People because it's fucking awesome.
And also, if the Waymo is giving the hand job, does that mean it's an autonomous hand job? And there's not a crazy person?
Because it's a Jaguar. Because the ad was for Jaguar. Yes, I want a hand job.
That is a fantastic name. That really is.
There's like
5 layers.
There's
to that
like
onion.
layers to that. I very much respect that. And they track their stock M2 comp a couple weekends a year. I want to improve turn-in, but I don't have a ton of mod money. Should I spend money on new suspension or a squared wheel setup on dedicated track tires? I think you should do a squared wheel setup on dedicated track tires. Right? If you want to go faster on the track, turn in harder, I would do the track shit. You'll leave your warranty, whatever's about it, left of it intact. You won't make it too stiff for the street. I'm not sure stiffening your suspension will do all that much for your turn-in.
I totally agree with you. And it's already an M2 comp. So, I mean, the last time I drove one of those, I was not wanting for more spring rate. I was on Angela's Crest, but like it seemed like a pretty stiff car. But if you add sticky tires, we talked about, like you're going to stop better, you'll accelerate better, your turn-in, your max grip will be better. And it'll be cheaper than buying suspension for a little bit.
Yeah. I assume, based on the fact that they are asking about a square stance setup, that is a thing that people do on the M2s. Mm-hmm. I've not looked into that about M2s, but like they do it in Mustangs, they do it in Camaros. Like I assume they do it in M2s. So like, yeah, if people are already doing that, like that seems like a thing. And you may be able to get a factory alignment. You may be able to get an alignment using your new wheels and tires that is designed to help you turn in harder. It may be at the expense of straight line stability, but you're on a track. Like you're two hands on the fucking wheel and it's a flat surface. Like tram lining isn't the problem. Mm-hmm. You can get a track alignment for those wheels and tires.
Yes. I'll say that going square stance and getting alignment on my car transformed how the front end felt.
Yeah. Spin the Mercedes Black Circle. That's funny because it's Pearl Jam, but how does the Mercedes Black Circle, is that like the star?
I think so.
Okay.
It's got to be, right?
I guess, but I'll give it a 7. I mean, respect for Pearl Jam and for like trying, but like we don't call it the Mercedes Black Circle.
Oh,
do you? You call it like the 3-pointed star.
Yeah.
Right. Just saying. Would an advanced driving course like Dirtfish be too much for a 16-year-old that just got his license? Fuck no.
Such a good idea.
Send it. Both the kid to the school and the car once he's there.
And whoever is asking, you should do it with them. It'd be a great bonding experience. But I think this will lead to your kid being a safer driver should something ever go wrong in inclement weather. Just make sure that they know to like, they don't feel like they got a superpower, and then they can go explore those limits on public roads.
Mike Honcho's Playgirl spread. How similar are Audi R8s to R35 GT-Rs?
0.
Very different. I have an R35 GT-R and want to add a V10 experience. I've never been in an R8, but worry it will feel too similar to the 35 with both being all-wheel drive. Mid-engine versus front-engine. Okay. No, I think they're very different cars.
Yep.
There's not a lot that they have in common, really. I mean, except they're maybe a little pushy under braking. But
Just not all drive systems are created equal.
Yeah.
Not all cars that have all-wheel drive will feel equal. I think the R35 feels bigger, heavier, literally clunkier because of the transmission. I mean, the R8 feels like a smaller car, more exotic, of course. The
sounds
pivot point's
better,
different, sounds better,
gearbox is better.
Yeah, I think they'll
Interior's
feel very
better.
different.
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna. You might not want to get back into the R35. You spend any time in an R8. You can probably. Where can you go drive an R8? I would Turo one if you can. You might be able to go to like Vegas. Maybe some of the Dream Racing or someone might
Find
still
a
be
dealership
running
selling
one.
a used one and just tell them you're curious, and if you show up in a car that, if they deem you a responsible person that has the money to fix it if you break it, they might let you test drive it. Ironically, they say, would a 4th gen Viper be a good choice? I think cockpit-wise and visibility, that actually feels more similar to an R35.
Yeah, it does.
Dynamically, it's very different, but like they're both this cocoon you can't really see out of.
4th gen Vipers are really plasticky. I mean, they're very capable, especially the ACRs. But man, they don't. I love the idea of a Viper, and every time I just sit in one, I go, nah, hell no.
They're such good-looking cars, though, man.
Yeah.
GTS.
Oh,
oof.
boy, are they fucking junk to touch. They're just bad to the touch. I don't have the answer to that one. A second Jay-Z has hit the Supra. No, Nissan announced this week they're bringing back the Xterra. And Infiniti would be getting another manual transmission rear drive sedan. Is it too little too late for them, or do you think they can somehow pull themselves back?
So another G35 or 37,
Yeah,
essentially.
a G whatever.
Yeah.
That's going to probably a G400 or something, or,
Probably
and,
that, right?
you
It's
know-
probably going to be built on the Nissan 400 architecture.
Nissan architecture. And, I mean, the Xterra could be awesome, actually, if it's a good little truck. I never really know what Infiniti's doing. I mean, they had
Neither do they.
They had such a fucking smash hit with the first gen G35s.
Yeah.
That first gen G35 coupe ripped.
Yeah, it was a great car.
Yeah. What were they doing after that? What happened?
Well, I mean, look, the entire market basically moved away from coupes and sedans, and that was their bread and butter. They went to crossovers.
Yeah.
But Nissan probably sold way more Rogues than Infiniti sold. I'm speculating, but like I see more of them around. I don't know, but I think the things we loved about Infiniti were the cars, and fewer people are buying cars.
Yeah. I don't know, man. When they started doing these like little compact crossover things, Infiniti, I don't know. I don't care. My trainer Sean had an Infiniti G37. He got rid of it. He was like, I'm over this thing. All right. Habibi, come back. Do either of you remember the moment you got into cars? I do.
The moment.
I mean, not the moment, but I remember, like, I have, like, my first car magazine. I still have. Had the DeLorean on the cover.
Oh, right.
Explains a lot.
Don't you have like every magazine somewhere?
No.
I thought you said once you had like all.
I had
road and
all
tracks.
Car and Driver Road and Track from like 1988 to like 2004.
That's a lot.
It
Okay.
is a lot.
Yeah.
It's like a couple like bins of them. Yeah.
I think the moment would either be when I was 5, my dad let me like shift or steer his Scout.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's fun.
Ooh, gears.
Gears. And then our neighbor, we lived out in like forest land, and our neighbor was a repairman for the boardwalk, and they used to have these old, like, they look like mini Carmen Gias that they used to like let people drive somewhere on the track, and he like unbolted it from the safety track, and you could just drive it around. So his son took me for a ride in the dirt, and I went, oh shit, this is a good time.
Yeah.
So that was probably it.
Yeah. I see dead Altimas. Thoughts on a possible Tiptronic to manual swap on 996s? I think there'd be more money in it for early 997s. But yeah, do it. Like, I mean,
It's got to be possible, right?
I don't think the delta between the two cars is all that much. I mean, a Tiptronic 996 is like 20 grand, and a manual one is like 35. Which is like, don't get me wrong, that's a real money difference, but like, that's not a lot of room for a viable business model and labor and all that, and the fact that the car is no longer original.
Right.
and whatever.
And as we've learned from Oz, the guy with the SL, but in other cars, it's not just swapping the hardware sometimes. As you get into newer cars, there might be ECU work that has to get done. So finding someone that can tell the car that this transmission swap is okay may be more challenging than just bolting stuff up.
Yeah. Josh J. said, are there companies that can help find niche cars that are not necessarily super expensive, like 80s Saabs or TVRs? I mean, the car like broker, sourcer type of people just tend to work at the higher end because, like, if it's the same amount of work to find a fucking Saab or a Ferrari and you get paid on a percentage,
True.
What are you looking for Saabs for? I don't know. I mean, the importers, a lot of those guys know, like, because they look at auctions, like foreign wholesale auctions, and so they might be able to find stuff like that.
It's probably a good call is finding someone that does a lot of like a volume of business and just telling them that you're looking for this, and they might stumble, like switch cars or something. You just put a bug in their ear and maybe they'll hit you up one day, but you're probably gonna have better luck just doing your own research on eBay and stuff.
Yeah. Rimac My Passat is pretty funny. Is that better than Passat I think Passat My Rimac might be better. Passat, either way. What was the question there? Oh, if you were going to have a Comedians Lemons team, who would you want on your crew? Crew chief, driver, lead tech. Crew chief, I'd want to be Lewis Black.
I was not expecting that answer at all.
As a driver, I mean, who's like Tom is the obvious one, but someone's going to be faster than Tom. Some comedians have done that celebrity Grand Prix.
There's what's his?
Oh, Adam Carolla, I guess.
There's him, but there's also Frankie Muniz. Not
Oh,
like
yeah.
Canadian, but he's very funny.
Yeah.
And he's fast.
Yeah, he races NASCAR.
He's still racing, yeah. He's
Yeah.
doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
He'd probably be really fun. I think crew chief, I'm going to go with Anthony Jeselnik because he's such a calculating, specific person.
Oh, okay.
That car and that team are going to run like clockwork.
Yeah. Like, he'd call you into the pits, but then not do anything. And he'd be like, Anthony, why'd you call me into the pits? And he goes, I just want to tell you that I cut the other team's brake lines. Now get back out
Just
there.
ruthless.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I would definitely want Kippy and Foley in charge of hot dogs for the team.
Sure. I mean, yeah, they seem like they know food.
They do.
Yeah.
NK says, what modern supercar is the most influential and serves as the poster car for Gen Z? It's got to be Koenigseggs. Those car spotter kids, it's fucking all about Koenigseggs for them. You know?
Yeah, but also I think Pagani's. I think it's always the super expensive stuff and it looks like alien technology. Yeah. So yeah, they're into it.
Stu Dog is asking if we've seen a video. I did see it, but I would like to know what happened before I talk about it. Okay.
We actually skipped the question of G-Poc to it because
we're really sorry. Okay. Aspherical driver's mirrors are hard to get in the U.S. What other features do foreign market cars have that you wish we had here? And what do we have that other markets need? They have the connected car speed limit displays, which are connected to the roads, which is nice. Variable speed limits.
Variable speed limits. Oh my God.
That's nice. I like that.
I wish we had the fast diesels like the BMWs they have over there.
Yeah. They have laser headlights, which I think we're just starting to get now. Mm-hmm. Those are some of the better features that they have over there that we don't. What do we have that other markets need?
Fucking Hemi V8, man. You need TRX for every country.
Yeah. I
don't know why I did that voice for that.
I don't either. What do we have to offer other countries in terms of driving?
That's a good question. Because cars, Like, so a lot of our cars are too big for other countries.
Yeah.
In the UK, even our small pickups there feel gigantic.
Yeah.
But they're probably
I told you
helpful.
about Hannah and the Mercedes GLE in Italy, right?
Yeah. Yeah. When you see it in context,
So funny.
it's like an elephant.
Yeah. Well, here in America, if you turn off the ADAS, it stays off through the cycle.
Good point.
They need that in Europe. Lamborghini in a bottle. That's pretty fucking good. Took our advice on finding a clean Radwood car idea and bought a super clean red hard body Nissan Pathfinder with a manual. There you go.
Those are cool.
I like that.
And I think they last forever.
They are very, very cool. What Islander? Islander says, hold on. No, I don't like that. Wait. Tony Rodriguez Salgado, what is the best sounding motorcycle you've ridden? Zach's only ridden a couple of motorcycles.
I've only ridden 3. So I'll just say, like, any Ducati, though, is my favorite sounding motorcycle.
The best motorcycle I've ridden is the Aprilia Dorsoduro 750, which is not a very good motorcycle, but it sounds insane. I loved it, and it was really, really fucking sick sounding. But I've heard a CBX go by at full clip, and that's just, there's nothing like a CBX.
These are the ends.
All right, Cayman Messiah. Oh, beard maintenance. Beard maintenance routine. I wash and condition my beard every other day. That's what I do. And then I shave. I also shave my head and everything every other day. That's it. I use Kiehl's Close Shavers Squadron aftershave cream, and it rules. It's so good. Kurt Bergstedt is a 2013 ZL1 with 20,000 miles for $45,000. A good buy.
That is a really fun car.
Yeah, but that does seem... 20,000 miles is low.
Yeah.
But a 2013 ZL1, that'll have an LSA.
Yeah.
That's going to have a 556 horsepower
Right.
CTSV engine.
I think the car is like 55
It's got
brand
mag
new,
ride.
right?
Yeah. I mean, that's a fast car, and 20,000 miles is low. 45,000 seems high.
I think my question would be, can you get a CTSV that also has LSA?
Not with 20,000 miles.
Not with 20,000 miles, but if I could get a CTSV that has mag ride and essentially the same engine, the interior is so much nicer.
Yeah.
And I think the ZL1's rad, and when we drove it back in the day, it's like a budget AMG car.
Mm-hmm.
It feels every bit of like GT muscle Mercedes to me, but Camaro interior.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it looked cheap when it was brand new. So I don't think I could live with it now.
And that's
12 years later.
That's a fifth gen. The 6th gen was like a little better, but only just. Yeah. But man, 45,000. If it was 40,
you might be able to talk them down.
Offer 40.
Offer 35.
Offer 35.
Yeah.
Settle at 40. If they're asking 45, offer 35. Meet in the middle at 40, and it's a good buy. 20,000 miles is not a lot for one of these.
It's not.
As long as under your ownership you kept it under like 40, you're probably pretty good there. Travis Pastrana's primary care provider, favorite generation of WRX STI.
Hawkeye all day.
22B.
All day.
2-door, non-US version for me. Waymo money, Waymo problems. 2 Waymo usernames in one. I don't know what Tello trucks are. Thoughts on the Tello Trucks Aptera partnership? You know, I saw an Aptera on the road. One, like they have one that is like a prototype. They did invite me to drive it. I never got around to it. Oh, that's a weird looking thing. That looks like a Range Rover if you cut the nose off it, or like a Rivian with no nose.
Yeah, it does. Solar panels on the roof.
I mean, look. Aptera's solar panels generate 200 watts each at peak sunlight, delivering 1 to 2 watt hours per day. Okay, so 1 to 2 watt hours. The battery on the Taycan is 87 kilowatt hours, so 87 87,000 watt hours to from 0 to full. And this does 1 to 2, again, of 87,000 per day.
Let's just say, even if it was just 87 watt hours, sorry, that would still take 40 to 80 days to charge it.
So, I mean, wait, 1 to 2 watt hours per day. So, like, wait.
This is weird.
Wait, so 1 to 2 watt hours per day. So that means, let's just be generous and call it 700 watt hours for a year, right? So not even 1 kilowatt hour for a whole year. That's like not a lot.
And I'm happy to be wrong about this. So if you're listening, you're like an electrical engineer, solar engineer, correct us in the comments. But it does seem like I completely understand this goal of, can we have solar power that charges the car? Infinite energy machine.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Great. Let's do that. But when we do this math, it does come across like a gimmick. Now, maybe that solar power like runs the electronics inside, but the battery that powers the vehicle can also do that. So it just seems like a whimsical idea that actually doesn't do much.
I went to a launch for some kind of prototype car like 2 years ago that had solar panels all over it. And they basically said if you keep it parked outside all day in like Phoenix or San Diego or something, then you can get about 1,500 miles a year in solar driving. This was their claim. I did not test it or even drive the fucking car. In fact, the car looked kind of like a shit box. But that's a lot more than what they're talking about here. But anyway, I don't know. Aptera did offer to let me drive a car, and I should circle back with them and probably take them up on it because it does look funny and weird. But they haven't sold any. That's true. I'll even write it down. Call Aptera. Because I need more things to drive.
Are we doing this math wrong? Like, this says this is on AutoWeek. TILO vehicles consume 200 to 300 watt hours a mile. So does that mean like this solar energy capture is just pointless?
Wait. 200 watt hours a mile, that seems very, very low. Because usually it's like 3 miles per kilowatt hour.
Yeah, no, I'm saying if the TILO vehicle is this efficient, so it's 70% more efficient than Taycan. That's great. Yeah. But still, having the solar panels, if it needs 200, let's go with conservative. If it needs 200 watt hours to go a mile,
200, yeah,
and then the solar can generate 200 watts at peak sunlight, 1 to 2 watts per day, 1 to 2 watt hours per day. Sorry, so that's still like
not much,
2% of what it actually takes to move 1 mile.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
okay.
It might be enough to like run the climate control. If you parked it in a hot place and went hiking, maybe it could run the climate control. Yeah. To keep it at 100 degrees instead of 150 degrees in your car.
It's a cool. Look, I do dream sometimes about the day like you can just drive an EV out into the woods, leave it for 2 weeks, go for a backpacking trip, come back, it's charged the battery, you can drive on. Like, and maybe we'll get there with energy density in like, I don't know.
I mean, they kind of have that now. You just have to leave it plugged into a level 1. Like if you plug it into a 110, like that will happen.
Right. I'm talking about solar capture, like, or you have to get out with a solar array and leave it.
No, you can have a solar. You can have a solar battery tender. I mean, you can have a very small solar panel that will keep your car's 12-volt battery alive.
Yeah. I want to charge the big battery, but it's a ways out.
Yeah, it's not anytime soon. Thanks, everybody. We appreciate you listening to our little program here. We got a couple new videos coming. We've got a lot more cars to drive. Zach and I are going out on Monday to drive the Totem GT, which is going to be really something special. And thank you to our patrons, everyone who bought a Notice Canyon of any color, and we appreciate all of you very much. And if you do want to support the show directly, the best way possible is at patreon.com/The Smoking Tire Podcast. We'll see you guys later. Bye.